The First Amendment states, "Congress shall make no law respecting an establishment of religion, or prohibiting the free exercise thereof, or abridging the freedom of speech, or of the press, or the right of the people peaceably to assemble, and to petition the government for a redress of grievances." The freedom of speech is the right of persons or groups to express opinions and ideas with limited government interference, restrictions, or censorship. Freedom of expression, on the other hand, is a broader concept that includes freedom of speech as well as free press, freedom of association, freedom to assemble, and freedom to petition the government. With a few narrow exceptions, freedom of expression is the right of individuals and groups to say and publish what they like, either directly or symbolically through actions, to form clubs or groups, and to demonstrate against the government. Speech is a form of expression, but people express themselves in many ways, such as religious practices, political actions, or protests. It also includes what a person does not say, what a person wears, reads, performs, and more. Of course, not all expression is protected, such as when speech becomes a true threat or targeted harassment toward a person or group, an incitement to immediate violence, or related to criminal activity. The government can restrict speech based on reasonable, content-neutral, time, place, and manner restrictions. Beyond those limited exceptions, most restrictions on speech by any government entity amounts to government censorship, which is in violation of the Constitution. Limitations on government power apply to most federal and state entities. Because Wichita State is a public university and a state agency, it is considered part of the government and therefore bound by the protections set forth in the First Amendment. Public universities like Wichita State seek to establish and maintain a culture that welcomes and promotes the free exchange of ideas to fulfill their role and mission. The most difficult part of understanding the First Amendment and what it protects is to understand and accept that offensive speech is protected by the First Amendment. There is an understandable instinct to protect people from words that hurt, insult, or offend them. So, sometimes there's an impulse to suppress those messages. Yet history has taught us that censorship is used almost always to restrict and harm the most vulnerable, powerless, and marginalized in our society. It's inappropriate for a public university to attempt to censor ideas and opinions, even when the university community believes them to be disagreeable. Rather, it is up to the university community to openly and vigorously debate these difficult issues. Public universities cannot allow the erosion of the essential commitment to free expression necessary for a free society. They have a responsibility to explore the most challenging, complex, and provocative ideas and debates in culture today. Freedom of expression is not a conservative versus liberal issue. It's not a science versus religion issue or urban versus rural issue. Freedom of expression must be for everyone. It is important to remember that if the government can silence someone who offends you today, it could be you who offends someone else and is silenced tomorrow. Freedom of expression, as guaranteed by the First Amendment to the Constitution, is an important part of who we are as Americans. It's not easy, comfortable, or clear, but we must always strive to make room for everyone to have a voice in the marketplace of ideas.